Hey guys, Mark aka the Nerdy Punk back again tonight for a new video. Tonight I'm kind of working on a little bit of a project. I picked up a new media tower to store my Blu-rays from Amazon. It's from the company Prepac. Let me see if I can go ahead and find the... It didn't come in like a labeled box, it just came in a plain black box. But here's the instructions. There's the company right there, Prepac. Canadian company, if I recall correctly. I just ordered this thing off of Amazon and decided to see if I could put it together. It doesn't look too difficult. Let me go ahead and show you the piece I have here. I've got everything kind of lined out. So we got these big, tall, that's about how tall it would be, by the way. It's close to 6 feet tall, I believe. Of course, I have stacks of movies everywhere. Stuff that will go on this shelf. There's some of the long pieces as well. And then the shelves down there. And then I have the top and the bottom. And the whole thing spins, which is really cool. And we have more stacks of movies back there. This is mainly going to be kind of what I call just standard Blu-ray releases. Stuff that I don't really have a place for. And so I just kind of organize it A through Z. And then I will put a couple franchises. I have all my Disney separated, as well as DC movies and Marvel down there that will be going on this shelf. The whole thing, like I said, spins. It has 4 sides. Looks to be pretty good quality. I have several of these Atlantic Media shelves, and these feel like much cheaper particle board as opposed to this. This seems like a much sturdier piece of particle board. Still particle board, but feels much sturdier. So, I don't know, I may update you guys along the way as I work on this and kind of give you some insight into building this and see if it's very difficult or if it's pretty easy. It looks pretty straightforward. And then see if I want to recommend this to you guys for media storage. It definitely is a space saver. You can fit around 600 movies in a relatively small space, which right here is where I'm going to be putting this, in that corner. And so I definitely need some space saving for sure. By the way, got a movie going back here. I had to have a movie going while I'm putting this together, and I went ahead and went with a movie that I really didn't care about paying close attention to, and that is Friends with Benefits, starring Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis. This is a movie I've seen many times before, so I don't really have to pay close attention to it. It's a decent romantic comedy, nothing overly special. Okay, I'm going to get back to putting this thing together, and I'll give you guys a couple updates as we go. Alright, so we're making some progress. We've got kind of the centerpiece put together here. You can see the 4 sides starting to come together. Still got quite a bit of work left to do to get all these side pieces on, but just thought I'd give you a brief little update as to how things were going. Alright, let's keep at it. Okay, it's completely finished. And that's what she looks like. Again, pretty tall. It's about 6 foot. Maybe a little less because it's a little less than my height. But yeah, pretty tall. Should hold tons of movies. This is going to be a brilliant addition to my movie room. It spins, of course. It's got a little swivel down there. Yeah, pretty nice. It needs to be wiped down, and of course I got to put shelves in. I'll go ahead and give you a look at what it looks like when I have like one of these sides full, or at least partially full with media. And of course it's got to get to its new home back there in the corner. But yeah, it's completed. Very proud of myself. It took me a couple hours to do. It's actually relatively easy once you figure out what you're doing. Pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of parts involved for something like this, so yeah, relatively easy. I do recommend it if you're looking for media storage, especially storage for a smaller room like what I have, because it does hold, like I said, a lot of stuff in a relatively small amount of space. And it is something also that doesn't have to be anchored to the wall, which is what I'm Super happy with. This is a very sturdy material, very sturdy particle board. And of course, it's sitting on that base, so it doesn't have to be put up to the wall to make sure it doesn't fall off. And if you're renting like I am, obviously they don't want you putting holes in the walls. So if you're in that situation also, this is also a good product. Again, it's made by Prepac, Prepac. And I think it ran me about $240. The price of lumber is insane right now, as I'm sure you're well aware. So it used to cost substantially less, I believe, a few years ago. Okay, I'm going to wipe this thing down. I'll get you a look at it with some media, and that'll be it for this video. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day, but I've finally got some media put into this shelf, and I've gone ahead and put all the shelves in. I've got quite a few movies actually on here organized. My piles are gone. Well, actually I missed one pile. Just realized that. But like over here, my piles are gone over here. So we've got everything kind of put onto this shelf. So let me go ahead and show you, give you a brief rundown of what we got. So I went ahead and separated Disney Pixar titles up there on the first shelf, and then we found a new home for RBG. And then just have kind of some standard Disney titles there. And then Star Wars has been separated out, as well as the MCU. So we've got the DC Extended Universe, and then just some standard DC titles. And then down here we have some DC Animated, and then kind of some standard Marvel titles, non-MCU Marvel titles. And then we start, I apologize about the lighting, but then we start down there with the numbers and the letter A for my general Blu-ray collection, which as we spin the shelf around, got the A's, the B's, and it goes all the way down to the bottom. Just some standard Blu-rays, and you'll see I got some like spaces here for expansion, so it's not perfectly full at this point. And then we have the rest of the A through Z Blu-rays. Plenty of room for expansion down there. And then I have one of these that I have configured to be able to hold DVDs, and I've gone ahead and put my Family Guy DVD collection stuff there, with plenty of room for other stuff. And then we spin it back around and we're back to the front. So I highly recommend this product. Again, if you meet any of the needs that I was meeting with storing my media collection, this is a great space saver. It's a really good set that you don't have to mount to the wall. So this is by, again, the company Prepac, not sponsored by them, obviously. Not sponsored by anybody. But if you happen to be looking for a new media tower, this one is really nice. Alright, let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Let me know if you happen to own this and what you think of it. Have a great weekend, guys. See ya.